Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling at work right now, man. Just enjoying my break. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. On the road to 2K, man. We about to hit that 1900 mark in due time. So shout out to the Nation and the Mob for making this possible. All right, y'all, let's talk about Subriel Matias in this latest interview he had conducted with Mill City Boxing, man. Shout out to Mill City Boxing for, bringing Subriel Matias on the platform and giving us more content in the YouTube boxing community, you know what I mean? And I just want to give you guys my take on what Subriel Matias has said in regards to Devin Haney. Now, I don't know if it was Mill City who had asked the question or if it was somebody in the chat, somebody who had called in. Whatever the situation may be, a question was asked about the possibility of Subriel fighting Devin Haney and a unification fight at 140 pounds. You know what I mean? Now, this is a fight that has been talked about pretty much ever since Devin Haney had became the WBC world champion at 140 pounds after defeating Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? Because I believe Subriel Matias became champion at 140 before Devin Haney, if I'm not mistaken. So, ever since then, there's been a slowly but surely building a demand for the fight. A lot of fans are asking for it. And hence why they had asked Subriel that question. And Subriel's response, in all honesty, was extremely disappointing, but I'm going to get into it. Subriel Matias has said something along the lines of he's not really interested in the fight with Devin Haney. And he said that he'll like entertain the fight if Devin Haney does an upwards of 500,000 pay-per-view buys, and went on to say that he's not really intrigued in the fight due to the fact that Devin Haney is not a pay-per-view draw. Now, this is something that's been said about Devin Haney for a little while now. And, that's just something that a lot of Devin Haney's detractors have been saying. However, this is not, regardless of whether this man does great pay-per-view numbers or not, you cannot dispute the fact that Devin Haney is one of the most popular fighters in the sport of boxing right now, one of the most talked about fighters in the sport of boxing right now. And, he's making headlines just as much as anybody else. He's about as relevant as could be in the boxing world. You feel what I mean? Whether you like him or you don't like him, you cannot dispute the fact that he is relevant. You know what I mean? So, my overall take on this situation is I was pretty confused because where the fuck is this even coming from? I've never heard Subriel Matias ever talk like this. You know what I'm saying? I never heard him speak out and discredit somebody for their viewership or their numbers or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, Subriel Matias was considered the boogeyman. You know what I mean? And he was looking to fight all top guys. And there was a video that Subriel Matias had put out not too long ago where he was talking in English and was calling out all of the top guys at 140 pounds. Called out Teofimo, called out Rolly, who was champion at the time, called out Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Just called out everybody that happened to be in the division at that time. You know what I mean? Who was at the top of the division at that time. So it's pretty confusing how he went from calling out Devin Haney, calling him a chicken and all this other shit, to now saying that he's not really interested in the fight. I'm wondering why there is a switch in tone with Subriel, in all honesty, man. I don't know if that thing changed when they were both signed under the same promoter with Matchroom Boxing and stuff like that. I don't know exactly where the switch up actually, I don't know where it came from, but regardless, man, it just sounds like ducking talk in my opinion. You know what I mean? I love Subriel Matias. He's a Puerto Rican man just like myself, and I root for him 1,000%. And in reality, I would root for him going into the fight with Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Because I would love to see a Puerto Rican man unify the division and just become a relevant fighter in the sport of boxing. I really love my Puerto Rican fighters just as much as I love my black fighters, because I am also somebody who has African ancestry as well. So, it was pretty disappointing for me to hear that come from Subriel Matias, because when guys typically speak from that certain standpoint, it sounds like they're ducking. You know what I mean? That's just ducking language to me. When I hear Tank's team say shit like that, you know what I mean? Oh, well, they don't sell no tickets. Oh, they don't do no numbers. It just sounds like they're doing everything they can to, discredit the fighter in hopes that fans don't demand that fight. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's like, Subriel, who the fuck are you to say that, somebody doesn't sell pay-per-views or they're not big stars? Bro, Devin Haney is a more popular fighter than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a much more attractive, pause, you know what I'm saying, amongst boxing fans. He's more relevant, you know what I mean? He's more talked about, he's more discussed, he's more accomplished. So the fact that you're going out of your way to discuss this man in a negative light as if you're more popular than him or you're a bigger draw, it really doesn't make sense, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't ever recall Subriel Matias ever headlining a pay-per-view event. Never. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of this man doing any type of numbers. You feel what I mean? You got Puerto Rico backing you and shit like that, but you're not on the level of a Miguel Cotto or Tito Trinidad where, you know, you're headlining these big ass events, selling out arenas, doing crazy pay-per-view numbers, making millions and millions of dollars. Bro, you're nowhere near that level. So I don't know why nobody really called him out for that situation. Maybe it's because they didn't want to become confrontational and start any heated arguments on there or whatever. But regardless, man, it's not really making sense, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just not adding up to me, in my opinion. And in all honesty, who could you make more money with in the 140-pound division than Devin Haney? Like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fight Isaac Cruz, y'all might do some numbers. You know what I mean? But Isaac Cruz is not a bigger attraction than Devin Haney. Teofimo, I think that Devin Haney is a more popular fighter at this point in time than Teofimo. I just don't know where else you'll be able to find a bigger payday. And the fact that you're trying to get this man some type of, obstacles in order to get a fight with you, it just sounds like you're pretty pessimistic towards the idea of you fighting him. And it just sounds like ducking language to me. Now, I could be totally wrong. Maybe that was just Subriel talking shit. But I did see an interview a while back where he was talking about that, he's a bigger star, he's a bigger attraction to the sport of boxing because he's Hispanic or he's Latino or whatever the situation is. That's not how that works, man. Just because you have a country backing you doesn't necessarily mean that, you're a more popular attraction than a black fighter that comes from America. Because as far as I'm concerned, the biggest selling fighters of all time happen to be African American, whether we talking about Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? George Foreman, Muhammad Ali. The list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? So just because you have a country backing you, whether you Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever the hell, Argentinian, whatever, does not necessarily mean that you're a bigger star or have the advantage over a fighter that happens to be from America and is an African-American man. It don't really make sense at all. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here, man. In all honesty, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he does have Liam Paro in front of him as of right now. Devin Haney has Ryan Garcia in front of him right now. So let's see what happens after both of these guys finish their fights, you know what I mean? And they don't have opponents in front of them. If Subriel continues to talk this type of language, then I'm going to hold them accountable for trying to duck Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But, maybe that's just him talking shit, trying to, add fuel to the fire for their possible upcoming fight. You know what I mean? We'll just have to wait and see. For right now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's not sounding too good on Subriel Matias' end. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.